So this is here my Bandsaw BBS 3501, and it already has a new motor that turns slower. It has now a metal saw blade on, and when I tried to adjust the table, I found that these holders here were broken, so I constructed some heavy brackets that I glued and screwed to the table, which is pretty solid now. But when I mounted it, I found that between this this guide here, this banana shaped guide, and the slot here, there's about 1mm play. And what that made is that the table was wiggling in this direction here, and it was not able to set a proper true angle between the blade and the table. So there used to be a small stop that was just resting here on top of the housing where this small stud now is. And what I did now is first I cleaned the surface down here to have a flat defined surface. Then I countersunk it here. I left the thread in, but used a 5mm screw instead. This here is an 8mm bolt that goes into about 10mm hole in the housing, so it can move back and forth and adjust, so that if I put the table on and I swing it into horizontal, this inner 5mm thread should align with the hole in the table. And with the screw, I can then fix the table not only in one position, but in two, so that it rests in the wiggled position here on the guide, on the banana guide, and on the other side it is fixed through the screw. And this way it is pretty solid. Inside there's also enough space so that this bolt can be mounted. Not so simple is how to drill this hole because the housing is in its way. I used some device like this here with a small drill tap that I had, but that was not sufficient. And at the end I ended up with a center drill in a spare power cordless drill chuck, and then I just opened it by hand because it's aluminum, and that works. So let's mount it on and see how well that works. Okay, now the table is rock solid, and you still can slide stuff over the countersunk screw. In there it looks like this, and you see that the angle is also pretty good, and it is not moving a teeny tiny bit. That's how it should be. I guess you can still lift it up here, but that's nothing that you want to do because it tends to wiggle up and down. And now the tilting is prevented by this screw here.